Now learning physics will be great fun with a physics teacher, a solution to all problems in physics.
The physics teacher.
Here we have to calculate the velocity of the block at t is equal to 4 seconds. So we have this block of 2 kilogram and we are applying a force on it, that is a time dependent force, and the surface on which this block is placed is frictional surface. So we have to calculate the velocity of this block. So first important thing that you can observe from this given figure is that force is variable here. Force is variable. This is the first important thing that you can observe from here. As we have to calculate the velocity of the block and there is friction also, so first we have to look whether the block will move or not by the application of the applied force. We know that a block will only move if the applied force is greater than the force of maximum static friction. So long as the force applied is less than force of maximum static friction, the block cannot have a relative motion with respect to the surface on which it is placed. Clear? So what is FMS here? FMS means force of maximum static friction, that is equal to mu s and its product with the normal reaction. Mu s is 0.2 and the normal reaction from this figure you can write 20 Newton. So the force of maximum static friction here is 4 Newton. So unless this applied force becomes 4 Newton, the block cannot move. And when that force, means applied force, becomes 4 Newton, so the applied force is equal to 2t. So this shows that at t is equal to 2 seconds, this applied force becomes equal to 4 Newton. So after t is equal to 2 seconds, the applied force becomes more than the force of maximum static friction. So the body or this box will come into motion, or our idea of velocity here will work only in between the time t is equal to 2 seconds to t is equal to 4 seconds. Before t is equal to 2 seconds, the block will not move. Clear? So this is the most important thing in this question which you have to consider. Now we will go for acceleration of the block. Now what is the acceleration of the block? It is equal to net force, means net external force, divided by mass. So about mass, it is clearly visible that it is 2 kilogram. But what about net force? Most of the time students commit mistake here. They write this as Ft minus FMS. No, you will not write FMS, because when the block comes in motion, the force that will act between this block and the surface is the force of kinetic friction. Clear? FMS is just a parameter which decides whether the block will move or not due to the application of the applied force. But once the object comes in motion, the friction that comes into play is the force of this kinetic friction. So Fk is equal to mu k into n. So mu k is 0.1, n is 20, so this force is 2 Newton. So we will write 2t minus 2 divided by 2, and this gives us t minus 1. Also we know that this acceleration a is the rate of change of velocity with respect to time, and it is equal to t minus 1. And from here, if we integrate this equation on both sides, if we integrate it from time limit 2 to 4 seconds, because the block will come in motion after t is equal to 2 seconds. So from here you can write at t is equal to 2 seconds, the velocity is 0. At t is equal to 4 seconds, we have to calculate this v. So our final result is v is equal to t square by 2 minus t, and the limit is from 2 to 4. And if you solve it, you will get 4 meter per second.